Well, some history has been made at the semi-finals at the Australian Open. Chinese player Li Na upset the world #1 and top seed Caroline Wozniacki. She's the first Chinese player, in fact the first Asian player, to reach a Grand Slam singles final. Stan Grant is in Beijing to tell us more about the excitement that this is all generating, and I know, Stan, from my time in China, that whenever the Chinese reach the finals at anything like this, the country kind of goes a little nuts.
They're going to go nuts on Saturday when the final is played, John. You know, last year, 500,000 people watched it on one Beijing television station alone when she made the semi-final in Sydney. So this time it's going to be the final. You can multiply that many, many times over right across China. You're right, this is another step forward, not just for Li Na, but for China. We've had Yao Ming in the basketball, Liu Xiang in the athletics, winning a gold medal in Athens, of course, world champion hurdler as well, and now Li Na. She's done it the hard way, it has to be said. You know, she's 29 years old. That's considered getting up there in tennis terms. Most people are sort of around the 19-20 mark when they're reaching their first finals. And she had to overcome Caroline Wozniacki, who is the world #1. And she was actually down on match point in the second set. She lost the first set, match point in the second set, came back and saved that, and then won that second set, and then won the third set. She was asked afterwards what inspired her, and she said the prize money. So she's certainly got her priorities straight there. You know, she's suffered a lot with injury in the past, it has to be said, and that impeded her progress. But yeah, a huge reaction coming, and that eye on the prize money, John.
And what else do we know about Li Na? We know that, as you said, she's a little older. She's 29 years of age. She's a product of some fairly strict communist-style sports training in the past. Her father's dead. Her mother's raised her. What else do we know?
Yeah, she's had to do it really up against the officials too. She's a fairly rebellious character, you know. She stood up to the Chinese officials to demand to do it her way. She wanted to set her own schedule, have her own coaching. She won that battle. Her husband is now her coach. This could all have been so different. She was going to be a badminton player, and she was part of the badminton stream when she was young and recognised as a potential athlete. But her coach saw her playing and said, look, she plays more like a tennis player rather than a badminton player, and switched, and then of course she's gone on to success as a tennis player. You mentioned there that her parents, her father passed away when she was young, and she credits very much her mother with being the inspiration and giving her the will to go on. The mother, though, has never seen a match. She didn't watch today. She hasn't watched any of them. She simply can't deal with the pressure. Interesting to see, though, John, if she actually watches on Saturday. Before I go, there are already some tweets coming out. You'll like some of these. Don't look just at the NBA now. So not just talking about basketball, they've arrived in tennis. It's a miracle. Li Na is making history for Chinese people everywhere. And how's this one? May Li Na bring power to support the Chinese stock market, John.
Whatever. Okay, Stan Grant in Beijing. Thanks for that.